Hello there. Welcome to the second episode of Behind the Walfas, the yokai and the fairy. It's been a while. I don't remember what happened in the first episode. Last episode, I recorded the video and then recorded the audio like 3 months later, and now I'm doing video and audio at the same time. And now I gotta figure out how to make my hands work and my mental thinking work at the same time. And that's right, Cirno doesn't have actual lip sync, she just wiggles. It's kind of a stupid freaking decision. What kind of idiot does that? No, my way of lip sync is efficiency above everything else whenever I make videos. Like, I throw quality out the window. I make active decisions throwing out quality. So that's why my stuff is so much more simpler than they should be, despite the kind of programs I'm using. Okay, take two. Welcome to the second episode of Behind the Walfas. I am animating the first episode of the Yokai and the Fairy, a series I've decided not to finish because it would not be interesting to begin with. I'm just gonna go right into it. I start off with these three keyframes down here because usually whenever I animate lip sync, it's two layers. You can see here, Rumia closed and Rumia open. It's with the mouth closed and the mouth open. I start with a keyframe at 0%, one at 100%, and another at 0% right next to each other. What I do is select the three of them, I copy them, and then I separate them throughout the I spread it out throughout the syllable. I go by syllables in the waveform. And then this is another waveform with that sound right in front of it. If you hold the control key and the alt key at the same time in After Effects, and then you scrub through the time frame like this, you can hear them speaking the audio, which is something that you normally don't do. Like if you just regularly click and move through, you're not gonna hear the audio track being said. But if you hold Alt and Control, then you'll be able to hear it, and that's a really big help in animating lip sync because I don't like to do it. And then with the sound, you can see as a gradual, it was Ramia here with her mouth is opening. You can even, if you want to go through the extra effort, which I don't, you can have the you can move the opacity down so that she has a longer start time with the which would match it even more. But it's so inconsequential that why bother? Because you can see this moving up and then moving down. It doesn't really make a difference. I don't really bother putting in the extra effort because there's no real point to it. Because usually with my style of efficiency over everything else, I can just paste and move on. But these are really drawn out syllables, so I have to move these over and separate them. Like this more shorter one, I usually just paste, move on for each instant of the mouth opening. So that's essentially the lip sync. Mostly just copy, paste, and then when seeing these longer syllables like this, crazy, which is technically two syllables, but I have to figure out where the second syllable starts. And this is essentially how animating lip sync goes in my crazy. So it'd probably be good just to paste that there. It'd be crazy. Yeah, that's kind of drawn out, so I actually have to move these key points over. I usually like to just paste them down and move on even if it doesn't entirely fit it. And it's pretty much goes on until you end up with one of these just filled with key points. It's absolutely insane. While I'm here, maybe I can bring up Bucket and Envy series. Save, don't save. It doesn't really matter. Here's how keyframes can look in this series. A lot of this is copy and paste, because the way that they wiggle is a lot of it is samey, and I really like this series because it supports my copy and paste style of animating this stuff, because I'd much rather do that to reduce actual production time than anything. And this is actually Bucket and Envy episode 3, which is a series, as of recording this, have not been finished yet, just because I couldn't figure out what to do with Koichi, because Koichi was really annoying me, because there's this part here where Koichi drinks the coffee, and then she starts flipping out because she's been caffeinated, and you don't ever caffeinate the Koichi. And then the way that I was doing it, because you see these keyframes here, the ones here, down in the timeline. These ones, Koichi flips, and then flips, and then flips, and then I would have her do that the entire time. That was my original plan, but that would be insane because I couldn't figure out a way just to copy and paste these. I couldn't figure it out. So for the longest time, I could not finish Bucket and Envy episode 3. And then I've came up with a solution here. Another way of just have Koichi roll around on the ceiling. Copy and paste that. So I found out a solution to Bucket and Envy episode 3. So I can finally finish this freaking episode that's been around for a very long time. I just want to get it over with. So that's how my lip sync goes in my animations. It is mostly copy and paste. And I cannot remember the rant that I had in my first take. So I'm just going to add it here to the end of it. Have fun with it. This is lip sync pretty much. It's long, it's tedious, it takes forever, it's annoying, I hate it, I try to avoid it. That's why I do Walfas. Everybody's wearing masks. I'm trying to change everybody's outfit so that everybody's wearing a mask. In episode 7, Sakio is also gonna get a mask. You got clothes at the soup store? And I'm gonna have Sakia with a new outfit, a new soup outfit, and she's gonna have a new mask on it, so I don't have to do any lip sync because this is really annoying, and I don't like lip syncing because it takes forever, and that's what this entire video is gonna be. And if I made a whole series of me just making this first episode of this series I wanted to start back in 2012, it would probably be this, just staring at laying down keyframes, and I wouldn't. Alright, so this is lip syncing with my After Effects style using only 2 layers and opacity, and that's what I do with this. And I've been very lazy in how I animate because I put efficiency over everything else. Everything else suffers. My animations aren't that good. Yeah, that's about it. See you next episode, which may take another year to get to, unless anybody gives me any good ideas on what I can go about. Maybe I'll do a walk cycle for the next Behind the Walfas. I don't know. Either way, it takes me forever to get through any project. I'm still trying to get caught up with 2012, and that probably won't change for the next 2 years. I have a list of plenty of stuff to work on that I'm just not working on. Episode 3, maybe never, like all my other series.